Okay.
I'm getting ready to contact you.
Well, I texted Trey and my assistant. I guess they didn't get the message. I was like, I'm running 5 to 10 minutes late. They probably didn't see it.
You look amazing.
Thank you. How are you? It's good to see
Um,
you.
it's good to see you again. How have you been?
Ooh, been good, busy. Let me turn this ring light down just a hair. Make it a little warmer. There we go.
Yes, yes, yes. So everybody, welcome to another episode of One on One with Courtney Stockton. If you do not know this lady on the other side of me, I think you've been sleeping under a rock. Please, please, please give a warm welcome to actress Christine Horne.
How about the drama? It's dramatic. I'm here for it.
I got to build it up for you. You know what I mean? But I also am excited because for those of you who are watching right now, you know that I had it on in the past seasons when we were doing this in the smaller space right before we got picked up on the show. So it is like a full circle for me to see you again and to see you doing so many amazing things. I remember us having conversations during the quarantine, like, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Because life was lifing.
Life
But
was
you are out here, and I'm just. I feel like we're like related. Like you're my sister,
oh, I
and
love it. I love it.
I'm rooting for you. I have been rooting for you.
I'm rooting for you because you out here doing the thing.
Uh, so let's just talk, right? So how has things been? Have things been since BMF? And as we are winding up on Snowfall, how has your life transitioned? So we're going to get into this BMF thing because I was coming with the belt. I just let you know.
It's been, first of all, thank you for having me back. I'm always
Welcome.
happy to talk to you, and shout out to everyone who's watching and will watch this later. Life has just been amazing. The ups and the downs. Just I'm always in a state of gratitude.
Mm,
Getting to do what I love is a dream come true. So
yes.
let's start there. Um,
Yeah.
it's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind. I think I'm so grateful for BMF, and I'm laughing just because it's been an interesting journey playing Mabel. Mabel,
Yes.
you know, but I'm so grateful for it. Mabel was such a juicy character. I loved her story arc for season 2 for BMF.
Mhm.
Fans certainly let me know how they think, what they think about everything. Okay. And the good with the good and the bad, with the trolls and the people who give praise, what it does mean to me is that I did a good job
Come
because
on.
Mabel was a memorable character. I was like, y'all gonna miss messy Mabel. You can talk all you want, you gonna miss her, and I just love how invested fans get for this show. And
Yes.
I feel so grateful to be on 2 shows where the fans are truly invested in the storylines.
Mm.
I thought it was very funny that people did not realize. I'm learning from social media. People didn't realize Mabel was the same actress who was Black Diamond on Snowfall.
Oh, come on.
Seriously, check the Twitter feeds. People did not. People are still figuring that out.
Oh,
So as
wow.
Snowfall came out, people were like, wait, is that?
That,
Yeah,
that looks like it
right.
is.
So it's just been great. It's been a lot of great buzz, a lot of more opportunities, more doors opening up, certainly. Um, and yeah, it's just been fun. It's just been fun. That's all I
You
can.
know, and I think the reason why I think I even just watching you in these shows is like butterfly moment for me because I remember us having this conversation a while back when during the quarantine, and we were talking about homelessness and mental health and this kind of being in a space and a place where we're just like we have to figure out what's next, right? We have to figure out moving forward. And who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? So, I truly believe in the power of prayer and faith and stepping out on that even in the midst of our own discomfort. So let's talk about your audition process because from what I'm understanding, you had other roles in mind. So what were you originally auditioning for with Snowfall and how did you end up getting Black Diamond?
Oh, that's so. Well, yeah, fun fact for people, especially for fans of the show. I love Snowfall since it came out from season
Mm.
1. And I auditioned every season for that show. Even season 4 that I did book, I auditioned for a few roles before that.
Mm.
Season. And I hope this is a word of encouragement for any actors out there who may be watching. Every time it was a no, I was like, dang, why? Come on.
Mm.
Like, I want to be on this show. They didn't like audition, what's going on? But I've done so much mental work. I'm like, it's not that they don't like my audition or me. It's just not, whatever.
Right, right.
I'm gonna just keep doing my best work. And when I tell you, I didn't get the other roles for season 4, and then Black Diamond came along. And another fun fact is I originally read for Dallas, and Taylor
Wow.
Alador, who plays Dallas, my cohort, she read for Black Diamond. And as they got down to the wire and was thinking about who they wanted to pair up,
Yeah.
they were like you two, but can you swap roles? And so they had us retape the audition.
Mm.
Back when I had hair, I did have hair today. Before I chose to shave it off. I auditioned with some big bamboo earrings, like, the girls was up.
Mm.
For my ladies out there, I had a bun with bangangs. Okay.
Come on.
I had a really kind of straight, too shiny bun, like with the bangs, like, the lip, the black liner around the lip, trying to representing the
Yes, yes, yes.
it was, I love that part, dressing up for characters and researching them. And so, yeah, then I booked it. And
Yeah.
I remember sending an email to the casting director, thanking her for seeing me. Cause I mean, it'd be y'all. And her response was right role, right time.
Mm.
And again, a word for anyone, especially actors out there, because our life is filled with no's. And so people,
Yes.
always love to remind people, like, you may be seeing you're seeing the fruits of my labor, but I've been planting seeds for over 25.
Come on. Come on.
You are, so when people be like, are you shocked? Hell no, I'm not shocked. I'm in harvest season. I've been planting,
Mm.
watering these seeds, fertilizing these seeds, sacrificing sleepless nights. No, I am exactly where
Right.
I expected
I
to be.
worked to get here.
Thank you.
Right. Come on.
And we're not done yet. We're just getting started.
Come
And I
on.
say that proudly. And some people will take it how they will take it, but you got to know my story and my been through to appreciate where I'm at right now.
Yes. Yes.
So no overnight success. Okay.
Yes. And I think, and I love that you said that and you stated that, because a lot of people will see you now in these shows and go, oh, where did she come from? And it's like, oh, look it up.
Go check my IMDb. Check my receipts. Check the receipts.
You like, right, like let's go. Get some homework done. But now that Snowfall is coming to the end, without giving so much away, what's the legacy you feel like Black Diamond is leaving with the show?
Well, first of all, I'm honored to be a part of John Singleton's legacy. Like first and foremost, like, though I did not get to meet him because he had passed by the time I joined the cast, his energy, his spirit, his legacy was there always. And people who have been there, like Damson and Eamon and Angela, who had been there from the beginning, they would give me nuggets and things, and so I knew I was covered, and I knew so I feel honored to be a part of that. I feel like I'm also honored to be a part of what I believe is a cult classic.
Yes.
Snowfall will be that. Snowfall is going to be like Fridays. This is movie like love and watch for years and years to come.
Yeah.
And for me, for Black Diamond, I felt like we don't often get to see these women in these strong, gritty roles. I mean, she was also, think Black Diamond and Dallas were strength. They was, about their business, but there was also a bit of comedic relief relief they brought at times. And so, I often hear is especially when I do read from the fans and from doing interviews, people like, we don't see these characters often.
At
so
all.
I think that even just also as a Black actress, that I've inspired somebody that they can see, I typically do a lot of doctors and lawyers and sweet kind of things, really warm and nurturing. So to bust out this energy of like, I'm a bounty hunter, like I'm a kill for hire kind of thing. I think it's so fun to show that range and show that women can do it all.
can do it all. Can do it all. Think about doing it all. Let's go back to BMF real quick. Messy Mabel. I wasn't gonna say it, but since you said it, Messy Mabel.
I embraced it, honey, because she was messy.
Messy as hell. So let's talk about that audition process and what did you have to go through to get that character?
Well, like every other actress, I submitted a self-tape audition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the queen of a self-tape. That's
Come on.
Kill it. And I had so much fun. She bounced off the page for me as soon as, sometimes as actors, we get auditions and like I turned one down today, like,
Mm-hmm.
it has to do something for me at this stage in my career.
Yes.
Beginning, I'm like, whatever, who she talking, I'll take it. And then we graduate.
Right.
So where I am now, for me, she bounced off the page and I was like, ooh, she's fun. But I see there's levels. And in an audition, especially for a character that's going to be the whole season, in the audition, they give you a scene from this episode, a scene from that. And you don't know what episode it is. Like you're just putting you pieces to a puzzle. You don't know, you don't have all the pieces to.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the audition, and then my agent called me and was like, Christine, it was like weeks later. Oh my God, you got the part. Like he was so excited. And I was like, well, pump the brakes. Question. I saw it said nudity required.
Ooh.
Simulated sex. I said, I need some answers before we say anything. And gratefully so, our showrunner and our executive producer liked me so much, they were like, let's take a meeting. We want to meet with Christine to talk about it. And because the 3 scenes were very small pieces to the puzzle.
Right.
It was like this ceiling fan scene, which turned into something totally different. Was the first scene where we first meet Mabel in 201 at the dinner table.
Yes.
So it was that scene, the ceiling fan scene. No, it wasn't the ceiling fan scene. It was the scene where he's fixing my cabinets after the ceiling fan. It might be episode 5 before he comes in. And I'm like, oh, we need to talk. I'm here. Did you have supper? You know? Just messy. Did you have supper? I miss Mabel. A lot of fun. So we met and they gave me the full story of where that whole story arc was gonna go. I really got excited.
Yeah.
Because, I knew it was going to be a challenge because I had to be nude. I had to have, simulated sex, which I hadn't done before. But I was excited for this arc of this character because I knew on paper, at first glance, people were just going to think homewrecker. Whatever words you want to say. So for me, that's the challenge. For me, okay, well, why? And then bringing the humanity to her. Like, why is she that way? So I said yes. And so that's where it began. Once they told me her arc, I was like, oh yeah, I want this. And they were like, it's gonna come with some stuff. And I'm like,
of course. I'm ready. But that's how you know the arc of the actor. Because if you can make people have feelings, like we hate her, we don't like her, then you're doing the part. You're playing the role. You know what I mean?
My stylist and my makeup artist, they be over here dressing me for events. They be like, I can't stand this Mabel. We gonna dress you though. We gonna get you together, but
oh my goodness.
Because she triggers people.
Yes.
The thing is, we all know a Mabel. My stylist, shout out to Ty Coachman, he told me the other day, he came here yesterday to try on some clothes. And he said, I was watching the show with my grandma. And you know what she said? She said, Mabel reminds me of Catherine McBride. Who was Catherine McBride? Someone from a soap? He was like, no, the hoe down the street from her neighborhood. And she was the neighborhood hoe. I was like, okay, Catherine McBride.
Yes. And you mentioned nudity, right? So how do you prepare your mind to do something like this? I know like you're in this room with a bunch of people, a bunch of cameras, a bunch of execs, all of these things happening, as well as your counterpart, Russell Hornsby. How do you prepare for a nude scene and find comfort in that? Because that was episode 6, the nude scene.
Well, right? 5 was a little implied. It was a little booty cheek.
Yes. 6 was full on, take it off.
It was not easy. I'll be very, very clear and very transparent. I want to first talk a little bit about intimacy because I'm so grateful for Zuri Pryor Graves, our intimacy coordinator. She works on shows like P Valley, all the things. She's
Yeah.
amazing. And she brought so much comfort to this process before we stepped foot on set.
Mm-hmm.
We had our script. Every line meant something. Okay, everything is like choreography. Okay, you're gonna walk back. If you put your hand here, what does that mean?
Mm.
We're gonna initiate that, and what does that mean? And because every moment is so thought out and thoughtful, it helps my performance as an actor because
Yes.
exactly the intention behind anything that I'm doing. So
Okay.
that was wonderful. I'd love to give her props. And as far as the nudity, and I want to say this too in full transparency, I've been talking a lot about this lately, just because I feel like it will help women, especially
Mm-hmm.
who suffer from fibroids. So
Yeah.
I already had a surgery for my fibroids for later the year for August of last.
Mm-hmm.
This we shot in like June.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh God, I'm like first time being nude, like I can't suck in anymore, like, and it was just a lot. And so I had to get out of my head. I just had to do a lot of mental work, a lot of meditation,
Mm-hmm.
and just step into Mabel. I was like, look,
Right.
this is the 80s child. This is with real bodies.
Right.
And she ain't nobody turning Mabel away from nobody's bed. Mabel is
Mm.
confident. And I
Come
just
on.
had to stand in that. And then it really is like ripping the Band-Aid off,
Mm.
What I loved about how we shot and the planning of the crew, which I want to give them props to, is we did all the sex stuff from the after the party to the day after in one night.
Okay.
We
Okay.
weren't coming back and forth,
Yeah.
God bless Lala, because honey, I was like, girl. I was like, girl,
how you do it?
I was trying to get advice from her, like, how you? And she'd be like, girl, I've done it all at this point.
We switch. It's like, oh God.
So, it really is like ripping the Band-Aid off, but everything is negotiated too. And I want the viewers to know this. Well, how much boob? What do you see? Like, there's nothing from the camera, the closed set, there's still, 20 people around.
Yes.
But what is seen is when it's cut, people turn around, cameras are off, someone rushes in with the robe, like all of that. But it was just, I had to get out of my head and just have to be able and pretend like the cameras were not there. I had to not think about the millions of people who would watch the show and take screenshots. And I had to just not think about any of that and just focus on Russell.
Yes.
On Russell, and that's it. And that's how we got through it. And I want to say this too, shout out to the men, because I think a lot of times people think only the women be the ones who feel insecure, like, and not even insecure, but just like me and Russell were both hungry. We was both hungry that day. We did not eat. Okay, we was like, you hungry? I'm not hungry. You hungry?
Because in that moment, it's like, how do you get through this? Like you said, how do you get through this and stay in character, not get in your head? You're hungry, you done been there all night, and we're trying to get through this scene and make it as erotic as possible for the viewers, but knowing that deep down inside, we just want to put our clothes back on.
Exactly. And to me, that is the bond of the moment, because we both are like, we're both exposed.
Yes.
And so, which helped me, like we're in this together, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And Russell Hornsby, consummate professional, amazing to work with. We're both there to do the best jobs that we could, and made it a dream.
So they didn't kill her off. No, she didn't get hit in the head with the pan. So we are hoping to see her again next season. If you can think of a journey Mabel can go through or could go through in the next season, what would that look like?
I don't know. I think Mabel just needs to walk on over to Power or something, a ghost, and get another job, get like somewhere over there where she can live her life.
Oh, yes, she loves Mary J. Oh my God.
Her work is done. Is done.
Oh my goodness.
Reason to season or a lifetime. It was just...
Let's talk about culture, right? Because like we mentioned before, these are highly rated shows. And a lot of the things that you've been in have been highly rated things. What do you feel like draws people to shows like this? And what does it mean for the culture to have shows like this portrayed?
I think first and foremost is representation. we love seeing ourselves on screen, point
Yeah.
blank.
Yeah.
And because it took so long for that to be a reality,
Mm.
not just a token, not just one,
Yeah.
a majority ensemble. Like, I think first and foremost, we're proud. We
Yeah.
didn't even say that, but we are.
Yeah.
Like even if the show, don't we will, even if we don't love it, we be like, I'm gonna watch it though.
I'm
Let's see,
a
people
root
be
for
on
it.
Twitter. People be on Twitter every week. This season sucks. You watching it though?
Come on. Come on.
And we thank you.
You watching it though, did you? The full episode. You ain't even turn it.
Because you
Oh,
gotta watch
okay.
it to tell me how bad it
Right,
is. Okay.
right.
So I think first and foremost, without even expressing it that way, it is pride.
Mm.
It is, and for a lot of people, it is a reality, especially the grit, telling, stories that originated in the street, in the hood, in the areas where people they don't want to talk about those struggles or those successes. So
Yeah.
having people who are writing through that lens, and not saying that every writer is Black, because they're not.
Mm-hmm.
We have a very diverse group of writers in the writers' room for both shows.
Yeah.
Tapped into the origin of what is this story, and especially stories, based off real moments in time and real people. It just makes it a lot easier. So I think it's important to us because we see ourselves. And I know for me, like when I moved to Atlanta from New York, as I got older, I got to experience the end of this BMF culture,
Yeah.
at 112 and all these places, and feeling, not knowing what it was because I was a bit naive, but I was in the mix of it. And I remember the energy that was here.
Yeah.
The fact that I get to be a part of telling that story just means a lot to me. It's very full circle.
It is, and it's definitely powerful. And people need to see stuff like this, like you said, especially coming from us.
Yeah.
Like no one should be able to tell our stories but us. Just to be completely transparent, But speaking about moving, I remember when we spoke, you were in LA, so you're back in Atlanta.
I'm bi-coastal. I bought a house in Atlanta.
Oh, so you live in living? Oh, okay. Oh, not
moving on up. I mean, sure, it's because of post-COVID as an actor, pre-COVID as an actor, you had to be in LA. This is the last minute. You got to drive. You got to drive. You got to drive.
Yeah.
Person. Since COVID, everything is digital. Everything's on a self-tape or a Zoom. Even testing and chemistry reads are on Zoom. So
yeah,
for me, that was just a personal goal.
Yeah.
To make sure no matter what happens in my career, look, people need to also know, the life of an actor is. And you up today, and then it could be
you down, yeah.
And that's what people don't realize. They be like, you killing it. Like, just because I'm doing press or just because you see me out, and this is for any celebrity that we watch, and I love Taraji Henson had a clip on TikTok that I loved. It was a very transparent interview. And she was like, okay, I did Benjamin Button for this amount of money. People got a publicist, managers, agents, this, and that. And then it has to last me. I'm filming that. And I don't know my next gig.
Yes.
So a lot of people watching get paid every 2 weeks, and you be like, but you get paid more. Yeah, but I don't know when the next gig is.
Come on.
So the budget and prep and be strategic. So for me, getting a home that I could definitely know I have, it was very important to me. And for my sanity, I got a place to rest my head. And
yeah, I love that you mentioned that. And I spoke to somebody yesterday about this same conversation about the laws that happen when you're in this world of in this industry where you are up 1 minute, but when you're down, sometimes you're down for a couple of years, and having to make life work when you're going through those downs. How do you push yourself out of that funk that sometimes we actors may get into because roles are not coming, or you get small little things here and there, but they're not really paying the bills to make anything last. So how do you proceed to want to stay encouraged throughout that?
Well, that's where your mindset comes in. I call myself the booking magnet. I mean, because I'm always speaking life over myself and over my dreams. And I tell people all the time, you got to give yourself your yes. And there are times where it may be a slow 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, gonna give myself a yes. What can I write? What can I create? What can I do? I'm
Mm.
also an entrepreneur.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
before I was on anybody's TV shows, I worked 2, 3 jobs. I don't care what it takes. Like I don't
Come
believe
on.
a broke, struggling actor. I believe in I like my quality of life. And so if that means I gotta work 2 jobs, then I gotta work 2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I gotta coach, I gotta coach. It doesn't matter. But your mindset, because I think what happens, no, I know what happens when there are lulls is you start to question yourself, your talent,
Mm.
worthiness. Should I just quit, throw in the towel? Maybe I'm fooling myself. Like I've heard it all. I mean, I
Yeah.
mentor other actors around these things. So I think mental fortitude is the most important thing. Surrounding yourself with people who are positive, with like minds.
Yes.
A lot of times that may not always be your family. Your family will be like, what are you doing? You ain't working.
Mm.
Just quit. Right? You can't be, that's why I created my community, Hollywood Bound Actors, for people to
Yes.
come and be seen and
Be celebrated.
get a virtual hug if needed, because unless you're in it, you don't understand.
Yes.
You understand the sacrifice and why we're choosing this, because we are 1 gig away
Mm.
from life changing.
Come on.
So you have to stay in the game. But I also tell people and actors when I'm mentoring them, hey, if you need to take a break, take a break. This industry is not going anywhere.
Come on.
Have a life, have a
Mm.
spiritual practice, have hobbies.
Yes.
You can't be 24/7 acting.
Mm.
It is just not sustainable. This is a job.
Yes.
We are gifted with our gifts. And look, this is a God-given gift. So I don't care if someone a studio's calling to book me, I'm still gonna act. I still gonna sing.
Yep.
You can't
Yep.
take that away from me. That's a God-given gift. So I just always like to remind people that that's your gift. You get to use it how you want, and not to be too prideful. Also, if you need to do something else in the meantime,
It's
like
okay.
because you need, I always say you can't. How you gonna be the light when you're worried about your light bill?
Mm. Come on.
Can't even think clearly to create when you're stressed about your next meal. So
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking about being a light in the vessel, let's talk a little about the Hollywood bound actors. You're doing a live event. Come
yeah.
on, Book It Magnet Live.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
this is what your second time.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
hosting a conference. My first large one was last year. I did events before this, but I always had the vision for a conference. And
Mm.
so last year that came to pass. And so Booking Magnet Live 2023 is this year in Atlanta, July 21st and 22nd at the Marriott
Mm.
at Emory. You can come. It doesn't matter. You don't have to live in Atlanta to come. You can come,
Yes.
get a ticket and come, fly, drive, walk, whatever you need to do. It's a 2-day event, and I'm basically creating the conference that I want to go to
Come on.
as an actor. And
Mm.
so this isn't where we just floss and a bunch of casting people come and you dress up and hope they see you. No, this is about, I wanted it to feel like this safe haven incubator where you
Mm.
come, get your jolts of adrenaline, get your jolts of encouragement to last another 6 months. Like,
Right.
that's the thing you need, and so that's what it was magical last year. And our theme was unleash your magic, and our theme
Yeah.
this is become unshakable. So
Come
my
on.
goal is to teach actors how to have unshakable faith,
Mm.
unshakable self-assurance, and unshakable belief in themselves, no matter what. Because
Yeah.
if you walk in a room with that covering you, that kind of energy, you're undeniable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. So that's me and my entire team. We're all hands on deck right now as we prep for that, because it's a big undertaking, but it is wonderful. And I feel like even as my career continues to grow and flourish, I see it turning into kind of an Essence Fest thing. Kind of that's the
I
big
can see that. Come on. I see that.
So
First off,
we
I
go
just have
baby
to,
steps.
yeah, I have to ask about, I love this word sometimes, accountability, right? Because a lot of times you mentioned this thing just now, and it can be a good and a bad thing. People come, they get that feeling, right? Oh, I'm the next Denzel, I'm the next this, because they're in that adrenaline stage, right? Oh my God, I got this. But then they go back home and they get back on the couch and they don't do anything. They take that feeling, they let it die. How are we holding these people accountable to the thing that they said that they wanted?
Well, at my conference, excuse me, at my conference, we always have an opportunity for people to work with me and my team if they choose to, if they're able to. Even if you can't afford particularly maybe the offering I give,
Yeah.
I always have tons of free resources. I mean, I'm extremely generous with my free resources.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm gonna just say it plain. Many people talk a good talk, but they're not ready to walk the walk. They're not ready to do the work. Again, people see the glitz, the glamour, they see the bookings, but they're not ready to stay up late and do that audition.
Come on.
To deal with it. And oftentimes, and this happens a lot, people will come to my conference and they'll sign up for the thing I'm offering, the 6-month program or whatever it is. And honey, after month 1, they're like, well, this is too much. What starts to happen is beyond just the work of acting, from the way I teach, I stir up your insides because that's what this industry is going to do.
Right.
I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to say, okay, Courtney, okay, you said you wanted this, right? So why are your self-tapes late?
Come on.
Look, I used to have she's one of my dear alumni, Diane Carter. When she started working with me, she was 65, 67. She was a full-time RN in the middle of COVID, saving lives.
Right.
And she like, oh, coach. I said, I want to hear it, Diane. I just got up a double. And?
Right.
Do you want it or not? Because guess what? If this was a real audition for a real TV show, a real movie, they don't care that you worked a double shift. Is your tape in or not?
Right. Right.
Oh, coach. And she would and she would huff and puff, but she would get it done.
Yeah.
Now she's retired from nursing, honey. She's been in movies with commercials with comment. I mean, she just has been working. And she volunteers at my conference and just yells to the rooftops, y'all.
Right.
It works. But so that's what I also know. But I also understand I have to give everyone the dignity of their own process. Because when that stuff starts coming up, you realize it's not just about what ring light you have and do you have the right backdrop and camera. It's what I talk about in my book, Playing Small.
Yeah.
Dealing with the fear of judgment, fear of success, fear of fear of failure. All that mess starts coming up.
Right?
And that's what causes the procrastination. That's what causes you not booking because you're not submitting the tape on time. It's the real that. And I'm not the average coach. And so people, it makes them uncomfortable. They like, hey, this didn't work. No, but you didn't.
No, you didn't do it. I just love this. I really, really do. So I was being nosy, you know what I mean? I was living vicariously through you when you were in South Africa. Because I was like, first of all, you ain't just hop on these planes and just go have this good time. And you didn't tell nobody you was doing this. Come to find out you were filming a series. Classified.
Yes.
I just feel like anything that's attached to you, I want to watch and just support anyway. So let's talk about this. When can we expect it? What is it going to be about? If you can just tell us a little bit.
Yeah. First of all, I love your energy. I just want to say that.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. So yes, it's a new show I was filming in Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm so grateful. Got to spend 3 months there. I had planned to go to South Africa last year for my birthday in December because that's when it's hot. And God showed out and was like, just hold on. You talking about 10 days.
Have a seat.
So it's a brand new show. It's called Classify. It's coming to Amazon Freevee here in the States, and it'll be on Netflix Africa. But it's about this teenage girl named Ella who lives in Oakland. Kind of a rebellious teen and gets in some trouble and is forced to go live with her dad and stepmom in South Africa. And she don't like me. Let's just put it. I play the character of Diane, and I am the U.S. I'm the chief of the CIA out there.
Yeah.
So what happens over the course of the season? We experience South Africa through her eyes, which is nice. So fans of Blood and Water and shows like that love this. But what ends up happening is there may be some moments where I end up using her for some of my work. There's some eye stuff, some action stuff that goes down. So it's a lot of fun. So on the surface, my character is very just a natural sweet housewife
Mm,
by day, and then by night, there's a whole
the whole
other,
mess.
yeah, a new way, a new kind of messy. I'm starting to see a theme
I
here.
want to say, yeah, this year is giving mess.
But from what I've heard, I have not, we don't have an official date. I have not been given one, but I've heard through the grapevine it may be coming at, in 2024, because
Yeah, yeah.
we just wrapped filming in February. So at the end of
Okay,
February. So they're still
okay.
looking for production.
So, Miss Christine, if you could just wrap up your experience so far this year and what you are looking forward to for the rest of the quarter, what would that be for you?
Right now I'm calling forth ease, peace, joy. I have a lot of personal things going on in my life that's causing a ruffle in a lot of energies.
Mm,
So I'm calling forth peace, ease, flow, and adventure.
mm,
Yeah.
I like that. I was gonna have you sing because the last time we spoke, I didn't know you sang. We talked about everything else but the singing thing. But I'm gonna let you slide today because I know it's been it could have been a long day. And I don't want you stretching your throat, stretching your vocal
Sound
cord.
good, sound good.
But but the next time we speak,
Yeah, yeah.
I got
Give it a little salt-based sprinkle. There you go.
I love you, and like I said before, I'm rooting for you because you are so authentic. You are so amazing, and I will be in ATL next month. I'm hosting an award show out there, so hopefully I can we can connect if we have time where allows us to. But thank you so much for being back here again,
My
um,
pleasure, my
and
pleasure.
just supporting me, supporting the show. Just know that we're keeping you in praise over here because you're part of the family. You're
Thanks.
part of the family, and
You
we
mean,
love
where
you.
my t-shirt at? I need a t-shirt.
Yes. So I got you a shirt. I didn't lie. I got you a shirt. We'll worry about mailing it out as well as my book. Everybody, please show some love for Miss Christine Horne. Make sure that you get to this acting. You get to this acting live. www.bookingmagnetlive.com. Stop playing. Stop
Right.
playing. And follow her because I said so. All right. Thank you for watching, tuning in, and we love you. You have a good one.
Peace. Bye, everybody.